Crime does not pay. The late South African music icon Lucky Dube's popular song summed it all. May his soul rest in peace. Indeed, crime does not pay because the destiny of criminality is the prison. It is the 28th of March 2021 and the Zimbabwe Republic Police are singing from the same hymn book, Crime Does Not Pay. It is time for Crime Watch. Elliot Kudzai Ganyani is my name. I always feel excited to join you on this platform. Members of the public are warned against complacency and wanton disregard of safety and health measures being put in place by government to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. It is disturbing that more and more people are still getting arrested for not wearing masks, a basic COVID-19 preventive requirement. On the 20th of March 2021, 2,313 people were apprehended for failure to wear a mask, while a further 1,822 people were also arrested on the 21st of March 2021 for a similar offense. 1,653 people were again arrested for not wearing masks on the 22nd of March 2021. By the 22nd of March 2021, the total cumulative figure of arrests related to COVID-19 offences rose to 533,357 people after 2,299 people were arrested on that particular day, with 16 being for liquor-related offences, while 21 were arrested for opening business establishment during national lockdown, except those exempted. We now move on to Bindura, where police has accounted for 16 robbers who committed a series of armed robbery cases throughout the country since July 2020. The arrested syndicate has since assisted police in clearing a number of cases in Mashonaland Central Province and are wanted in various parts of the country for similar offences.
The period extending from July 2020 to December 2020 was characterized by a spate of armed robbery cases which resulted in several complainants losing their valuable property ranging from laptops, cell phones and cash. From the effort that the station did, we managed to account for criminals 16 in number who cleared a total of 10 armed robbery cases. Amongst the 16 accused persons, there is one lady who was being used as a scout by 4 of the accused persons. When my team arrested 4 accused persons in Bulawayo, the 4 accused persons implicated this lady who was actually arrested and brought to CID Bindura, where they were eventually returned to Harare for further management by CID Homicide Harare. They are also required by other stations so that they are charged with similar cases that they committed in those areas. We appeal to members of the public to work with the police always by giving information, so that when information is received in time by the police, we will be in a position to follow up and account for the criminals and recover their valuable property.
Following a story we featured last week to do with illicit drug dealings, the Zimbabwe Republic Police would like to applaud members of the public for responding positively to the call to partner the police in bringing an end to this type of crime. In a recent development, the Criminal Investigations Department, Drugs and Narcotics, accounted for 2 people who were into cultivation of dacha at their place of residence. We visited the house where the dacha plants were being cultivated and spoke to Detective Sergeant Neti Kundizeza.
We've named 2 people from this very house, namely Tafadzwa Kaonde Malunga, aged 22, and Beauty Zingizi, aged 67, for illegal cultivation of daga. So this is the place. We uprooted about 41 plants with an average height of about 1.75 meters. It is very disturbing to discover that even the elderly, whom we expect to be exemplary in our community in shunning crime, are also involved in these shoddy deals. We would like to applaud members of the public for responding to our call, which we made last week, to give us information on these people that are involved in such shoddy deals. For the benefit of viewers, it is also important to note that the consumption of this drug has dangerous side effects such as anxiety, increased heartbeat, leading to heart attacks. The side effects also include reduction of male sex hormones and study difficulties. It is also important to note that most crimes are also committed under the influence of such drugs.
If you engage in illicit drug dealings, we will certainly come after you. To responsible and law-abiding citizens, we say let us continue working together with our police service to maintain law and order in the country. Do not move an inch. We'll be right back. Welcome back. In a shocking story that went viral about a fortnight ago, S13E10 Borodale apprehended a woman and her son after they murdered a 30-year-old family member before burying the body at the family backyard.
On the 10th of March, we had a report to the effect that there was a murder case in Borodale. The accused person actually was first involved in a road traffic accident in Highlands area. So he lost consciousness, and when he was taken to the hospital, after gaining consciousness, then he started hallucinating to the effect that he killed his brother. The nurse who was attending to him then called the police, and the police interviewed him, and he showed the police where he had buried his young brother. Actually, he shot and killed his young brother with a pistol. The young brother was a drug addict, and with the consent of the mother, because the mother was also being abused by this young man, he wrapped the body with a blanket and went to the behind the garage, where he dug a shallow pit, which is about 50 centimeters, and he buried the body. So we have a report at Borodale police station, and the young man is being charged with murder. Together with the mother is also an accomplice. Currently the matter is being handled by CID homicide, and the two have since appeared in court. They are remanded in custody. We urge members of the public not to abuse drugs, because drug abuse can lead to commission of various crimes. We also urge members of the public to approach the police, the CRLO, Community Relations Liaison Officer, or the station chaplain if they have got quarrels in their homes, or also get assistance from professional counselors.
The S13E10 does not condone acts of violence which are usually a result of domestic disputes or social conflicts, but rather urges members of the public to engage professionals in cases of family disputes or misunderstandings. As we move on, police are concerned with fraud cases which are being electronically executed by criminals. Not too long ago, one such criminal was apprehended in Bulawayo. Let us get more from Detective Sergeant Wellington Makasi of the Criminal Investigations Department, Commercial Crimes Division.
Cashless payment systems such as the credit or the debit card have been embraced by the citizenry. However, it is criminality that is manifesting on the transacting arena that has become worrisome. The Zimbabwe Republic Police in general and CID Commercial Crimes Division to be particular is seized with cases of card cloning. But pursuant to reports that we receive, detectives from CID Commercial Crimes Division Southern Region have arrested a suspect for cases related to card cloning. James Kalulu, a male adult aged 56, residing in Mtunzini suburb, was arrested by detectives following information that had been received. And upon arrest, they made a thorough search and managed to recover 4 compromised debit cards in possession of the suspect. They did not rest there. They went to accused's place of residence and recovered a further 84 debit cards, which are from different financial institutions. To avoid falling prey to these cyber criminals who specialize in card cloning, whenever we are transacting, be it at point of sale machines or ATMs, let's endeavor to make sure that the card does not leave our side, because whenever it leaves your side, it gives a leeway for compromise. In any case, we should make sure that we do not disclose the PIN to anyone. We should endeavor to make sure that whenever we are making purchases where we have a failed transaction, we should get a receipt for the failed transaction. Whenever you are not issued with a receipt, that should be a red flag for potential card cloning.
Be on the lookout for such fraudsters so that you don't become a victim. In a different case, police is concerned with reckless drivers who speed, thereby disregarding road rules and regulations and endangering the lives of other motorists, pedestrians and passengers. This follows a number of hit-and-run cases reported in the past few days. In one such case, a pedestrian was knocked down by a Mazda Bongo and died on the spot on the 21st of March 2021 along 3rd Avenue in Harare. In another case, a 59-year-old pedestrian died on the spot after he was knocked down by a Nissan Caravan vehicle along Robert Gabriel Mugabe Way in Tsivaраsekwa, Harare. Talking of reckless driving and violations of road rules and regulations, Crime Watch joined the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe to tour some streets in Harare to assess the general driving conduct of some drivers. The results were not so pleasing. Let us get more from the Acting Director of Operations at Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, Mr. Ernest Muchena.
The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe and the Zimbabwe Republic Police are deeply concerned by the behavior of some of the motorists on our roads. Such unbecoming behavior is a threat to the public safety and also a threat to any other road user, be they motorists, be they pedestrians, cyclists and motorcyclists. We visited the intersection of Herbert Chitepo Road and Prince Edward, and we saw that there was congestion at the intersection, not because the traffic light was not working. This behavior is coming from some of the motorists that we saw at that intersection. Some of the motorists were using the cycle track, thereby leading to some cyclists having to get off their bicycles and walk just because a motor car has decided to use a cycle track. We also noticed that the congestion at the intersection was artificial, mainly because motorists who were on Prince Edward and southbound were now driving on the right-hand side of the road, creating 6 lanes instead of using the 3 lanes on the left-hand side of the road. This led to traffic coming from the city ending up not being able to cross the intersection, leading to the congestion that you are seeing in the background. During our visit, we observed that some drivers were driving vehicles that did not have registration plates. We noticed a trend of such drivers going through red lights, such drivers driving on the right-hand side of the road, such drivers driving in cycle tracks, mainly because they are not easily identifiable. According to the Vehicle Registration and Licensing Act, every vehicle that is driven on Zimbabwean roads must have a registration mark. In the event that you are not able to obtain permanent registration plates, there are what are known as temporary plates which are available so that every driver is identifiable on the road. It is an offense to drive on the right-hand side of the road because the rule of the road in Zimbabwe states that motor vehicles should be driven on the left-hand side. We would like to warn such drivers that in the event that their registration plates are picked, they can be summoned by the ZRP and be taken before a court of law, facing either imprisonment or an option of a fine, or both such fine and such imprisonment. We noticed that some of the drivers were driving over the curbs, thereby damaging the suspension of their cars, like the vehicle that you are seeing in the background. This would definitely cause damage to the suspension, leading to a possibility of being involved in an accident.
A call there to strictly adhere to road rules and regulations to save lives and property on the country's roads. We will be right back. Welcome back. The Zimbabwe Republic Police is investigating 3 murder cases which occurred in Bulawayo and the Midlands Province between the 15th to the 19th of March 2021 involving members of the ZRP. One of them happened in Amaveni Kwekwe on the 15th of March 2021, where a 20-year-old suspect was shot by a police officer on duty after he attacked 3 police officers with a homemade knife. He was shot once on the chest and subsequently succumbed to the injuries. On the 18th of March 2021, a police officer clad in police uniform was trying to restrain an attack on his friend but was tripped onto the ground by 3 unknown men in Magwegwe, Bulawayo. The victim landed on the ground with the back of his head and died from the injuries sustained. The suspects are still at large. Meanwhile, on the 19th of March 2021 in Gokwe, a police officer who was on his way from work in the company of his friend was stabbed on the thigh with a knife for an unspecified reason and died on the spot. Moving to Manicaland, it's all smiles in Mutare after police got a shot in the arm following a timely donation of 44 bicycles by Nyaradza Group. Assistant Commissioner Operations at ZRP Manicaland Province Assistant Commissioner Johnny Scovo was present at the handover ceremony and urged other corporates and stakeholders to partner the police in fighting crime.
I also encourage other business stakeholders who also work with us in ZRP and who also appreciate what the ZRP is doing, because the development needs to be done in the community. So we appreciate if companies could come also and assist us so that we police the community in an environment with enough resources.
We are looking at initiatives that are beneficial to communities, particularly those that we operate in. So we saw it fit to support the local police, in this instance Nyazura Police Station, by way of a donation. We also hope that this initiative will help to curb crime in the local communities so that people can live in peace and go about their work without having to worry about security.
Comrade Patrick Chinamasa, the Secretary of Finance at ZANU-PF, was the guest of honor at the colorful event.
Tawana MP achitsigirwa neNyaradza Group kupa rubatsiro kumapurisa kuti abatsirikane apo anofeya nyaya dzemhosva dzinenge dzaparwa mudistrict redu reMakoni. Kunyanya development inoda runyararo, development inoda security. Tinofana kunge tichigutsikana zuva nezuva kuti takachengeteka pasina anodini anopara mhosva. So rubatsiro rwopiwa nhasi ngerwekutsigira nyaya yedevelopment, ngekuti hapana development inoitika pasina runyararo, pasina security, pasina law and order.
Moving to Bulawayo Province, ZRP Pumula invited various stakeholders, including community policing structures such as the Business Against Crime Forum of Zimbabwe, BACFOSA, as well as the Crime Consultative Committees, CCCs, and other stakeholders to an all-stakeholder consultative forum aimed at improving police-public partnerships in fighting crime.
It's our mandate as police to reduce crime, but we cannot do that on our own. As I was meeting you from January up to now, I have been telling you that we are the fish, you are the water. You and us coming together, we can achieve to reduce crime in our area.
ZRP Pumula also visited Kami farming area on an outreach program aimed at educating farmers on methods of safeguarding their livestock and help end stock theft cases in the area. Before we come to the end of this week's episode, here's a list of some people who are on the police wanted list. ZRP Sakubva in Mutare is looking for Tendai Mazenenga, whose last known address is house number 59 Chineta Sakubva, Mutare, for a case of unlawful entry into premises and theft. Still with ZRP Sakubva, Tendai Tatire is also wanted for a case of unlawful entry into premises and theft. Lastly, Ashley Madamombe, whose last known address is 7 4th Close, Yellow City in Marondera, is wanted by police in Marondera for murder. Should you have information that may help the police in locating any of these wanted persons, feel free to contact any nearest police station. You can also contact us on any of the following details. Our national complaints desk number is 0242 703 631. The website is www.zrp.gov.zw. Email us on feedback@zrp.gov.zw. We also have a Twitter handle @Please Zimbabwe and Facebook page Zimbabwe Republic Please. You can also watch any of our Crime Watch episodes on our YouTube channel Zimbabwe Republic Please. We're just a few days away from the Easter holidays and need to remind all motorists out there to exercise extreme caution while driving on the country's roads. We need accident-free Easter holidays. Cooperate with law enforcement agents at various checkpoints across the country. Remember to follow COVID-19 preventive measures, and if not really necessary, why not stay at home to stay alive, safe and healthy? From the Crime Watch crew behind the scenes and the ZRP as a whole, it's pleasant viewing and good night.